Ward, I'm going to come back at you on this trust scenario because as you and I have talked about quite a bit, this is a potentially one of the most significant issues that we're seeing, not just in Africa, but globally. I have been speaking out rather and attempting to be as vocal as I can about the trust components on the continent in the most trying to look at accountability and transparencies. But Warren, what kinds of things are making a difference? And you're seeing it with a series of different lenses. So put on your digital hat here for the moment and tell me what kinds of things you're seeing there as a differentiator.
Yeah, and I would say to you, first of all, access. I mean, Nanjira spoke about, this proliferation of internet access. And so I think, that, when we have to think about the platform and we have to think about the ecosystem. And when we think about, the platforms that we are creating, these developer ecosystems are one of those, so whether you think about any of, the digital giants, they have these vibrant developer communities, but my concern is often that, often those algorithms and that intellectual property that gets produced once again gets exported, and we remain subjects of the fourth industrial revolution and not proponents of the fourth industrial revolution. The other aspect is around skills, the impact, and I think this is the issue about, the potential of the use of micro-certifications and what micro-certifications can do for people to be competent at a specific capability, I think is really interesting, because no longer do when you maybe drop out of school, you can still achieve a level of competence and then use that competence to create economic opportunity for you and your community. And then, of course, because of the nature, and for instance, the work that we're doing in Botswana, the use of technology in being able to prevent human-animal conflict and being able to reduce that because of drought, and sporadically, how droughts happen. IoT and artificial intelligence in agriculture in order to ensure food security. And then probably for me, which is really an unintended consequence because of the fact that you're almost having this nascent connectivity that's creating this nascent transparency is, what transparency and technology and transparency can do for democratic institutions and to keep all of us accountable, whether public sector or private sector, because of the fact that there's, when you know where to look, that information, those data points can become visible and viable to you.